Okay, this is a video for today's meetup. So let's talk jobs and where things stand with LLMs. One example where LLMs have made a huge impact is in front end engineering. The entry level jobs for React and front end devs are gone because of LLMs. LLMs haven't replaced completely what a senior level dev can do, but the junior level stuff can be done by an LLM. People are a lot more efficient now, so they're not willing to invest in a junior level dev and wait for them to become senior over the next couple of years. So what's an example of that? So an example of that is Front End Mentor. Front End Mentor is specifically designed for HTML and CSS, the first building block of front end engineering. And a year ago, the LLMs couldn't one shot these designs. So an example is this a hotel booking confirmation page. You're supposed to make this layout. So I can't do that. Like that's not a beginner level task. And it's not something that you can figure out without having at least a medium level of experience. So they give you the assets, they give you figure out how to do the cards, and there's a whole bunch of different steps that you can take to do that. So the shocking part is that an LLM can do that. It can break out the design of this and come up with something that's pretty close. And so what's an example of that? So I told the LLM to design this in a series of 12 tests, 12 steps. So the first step they took was, okay, I'm going to do the outside. I'm going to get the shading right and the background right. And then the second step is, okay, what's next? I'm going to get, I think these are box shadows. I'm going to get it to pop out. And they keep on iterating until they finally get what the display, what the goal is. And so this has some implications on the type of jobs that you're going to get. Now, the bad news is that the junior level jobs are gone. So that's not the point of this video. The point of this video is that breaking apart this design into 12 different steps is what a human would do. That's how you would attack the problem. And you would do web searches. In each one of these steps, you go do a web search, trial and error, trial and error. So what's the big deal with that? So the big deal with that is that what you're doing is you're modeling the design, the final goal as a bunch of trajectories. So what you want to do is get the input all these different trajectories to an RL trainer like Virl. And then what you want to do is you want to assign rewards to each one. And in that process of assigning rewards, you can teach the LLM to figure out how to do this design. And once you have enough examples, and so the funny part is that there's enough examples on Front End Mentor. A lot of them are premium. So what does premium mean? Premium means that they're not open up to the public. They're not used in the training corpus. They shouldn't be used as a training corpus inside of the big foundation models, right? They can't just scrape this. Like they'd have to pay for this and manually go through this. And I'm assuming they didn't do that because there's copyright violations. So the issue is if you break up apart enough of these in different steps, you can create your own training set. And if you have your own training set, you can train your own model. And so what that does is that gives you enough experience to where you can go to one of the companies that are training models. You can say, hey, I have this experience. Here's my flow. Can I at least get an interview? And you've got a lot better chance than having not done that at all. And the other benefit is if you get good enough at this, then you've become a senior level developer. This is the whole process of what you need to be able to get enough practice to where you can do this and get good at it, and you're also creating data. So there's a two-way win here. And so this is true for a lot of tasks. It's not just front-end developments. Cloud configuration with Terraform, it's anything with an API has this type of similar trajectory in what you're trying to optimize.